transmission cooler. This is supposed to be a racing transmission cooler. I got this off of Amazon. It's hiding high performance transmission cooler. So this should work perfectly. Only problem I was having is that my AN6 lines were not, the fitments that they gave were not going to the transmission cooler. They were loose. So I had to order, these supposed to be AN6 to AN6 fittings. I got these off of Amazon. This is the packaging for it. So I'm gonna install those, and then I'm gonna put it on the front like I had it before, because I like that gap, having that gap between the radiator and the transmission cooler. So I'm gonna get these fittings put on, and then I'm gonna go from there. All right, I'm having a little problem. I just installed the transmission. The kickdown cable has a leak. I have a gasket for it right here. This is the kickdown cable gasket. So I'm gonna attempt to install it without removing the transmission pan. We'll see how it goes. If the hook on it falls through, then I'm gonna just remove the transmission pan and then go from there. But as you can see, I've removed the headers. The headers are removed, so I removed the headers. And next, I'm going to attempt to remove the kickdown cable bolt, which is underneath here. You can see I have RTV around it. I was trying to just seal the leak up without repairing it properly, but it just didn't work out. So I'm going to remove that RTV, remove the bolt, and then put the gasket on. The gasket goes right under there. So we'll see how it goes. Changing out the kickdown cable. This is the old one. You can see it came out the loop right there, and that's the point where it holds down. It broke right there. So I bought a new one off Amazon. When this comes in the package, this loop that holds it down is not inside of it. You have to loop that through it, and then it comes to the other end like this. I believe I'm gonna have to put a few gaskets just so it can be even when I'm bolting it down. Just some smaller gaskets I'll probably put right there just so it be even. And that's about it. I want you installing this new kickdown cable. As you can see right here, you put this pin in here, and it's attached. It's a button on the inside. So you have a button right here. When the kickdown is actuated, it pushes up, and then the kickdown cable pushes that button. You can see the rod right here, and it comes out the other side. That rod pokes out right here. Okay, on the new kickdown cable I have, you can see the loop right there. All right, so that loop is gonna go at the end of that, and that's what's gonna actuate your kickdown cable. I'm going to hook that in and then tie that in. Also, it's also a gasket. So it's also a gasket. This is the old gasket right here. So the old gasket goes down in there, and then you have a O-ring that's on top of the new kickdown cable. And what I do is I also put RTV on it. So I put a little RTV at the end of that. just to be secure on the inside and outside of that O-ring that goes inside of that loop, then that's just gonna give you some extra security. So we'll go from there. All right, you can see I got the kick down cable on. Got my lines back attached. Got my filler tube attached. Next, I have to adjust the kick down cable. So right here is the kick down cable. I'm gonna pull it through here. I did a little research. It said you have to adjust it to where it kicks on at full throttle. So you can see my Firtech. That's full throttle right there. So what I have to do is get it so that cable comes from under here and it pulls at full throttle. So I'm going to adjust it. I'm gonna attach that on and see how it goes. I got the kick down cable set. So at 100% throttle, you can see it opens all the way up, and then it activates the kick down cable. Now release it, it releases the kick down cable. So I'm good to go on that. I modified the bracket right here. I use this bracket that came, I got this off of Amazon. The kick down cable, it was around 25-30 bucks. It's more about the hassle of taking off your transmission pan if you want to do it that way, just so you can see what's going on down there. You don't have to take off the transmission pan. You can just do it that way. Just hook it, use the hook and hook it. But I decided to take down the transmission pan just to be 100% positive that my kick down cable was actuating or activating. Other than that, everything is good to go with the kick down cable. I still have to put back on the headers because I had to take off the headers to get to my kick down cable because it was in the way. So just note that you might have to take down your headers. This is a 70L Camino. I had to take down the headers, and then we go from there. Got the headers back on and the spark plugs in. Next, I'm gonna reconnect the spark plugs and all my little small items I got to reconnect, and then go from there. All right, we got the transmission in. Transmission terms as usual. We still got a leak. So as you can see, this is how the transmission looks in here. Drive shaft painted, rear end painted. I have a leak coming from the governor gear cover. So right there at the edge, there's a leak. So I'm gonna RTV that. I have another seal if the RTV doesn't work. So I'm gonna RTV that just because I don't want to use any more transmission fluid, and then go from there. So hopefully that works. You can see the transmission in. I got new lines. Got AN lines. It came out pretty good. Got a new kick down cable. You see. Got a new transmission cooler. So it's supposed to be a racing transmission cooler. So I got that. I did the zip ties, but I like having the air gap right here. I know some people say put it directly up against the fan, but I don't want to restrict. I'm in the desert, so me cooling my motor is a lot more important. I don't want to block off the radiator. So what I did is I just put it in the front. I know you have the 4 zip ties right there. You kind of see it, but you know, it doesn't. I can spray paint it gray and it probably will blend in pretty well. But that's the transmission. That's the transmission cooler. That's the new one. Compared to, I think I have my old one. Compared to my old one right here. This is the old one. This is the real one. This worked good for me for some years. I had this for a long time. But you can see this is like twice the size. This is a smaller one. This one is big enough so I can put a fan on the other side of it. So I'm gonna try to address that governor gear leak and then go from there.